I'm out here with my dog today, and when we're playing with the ball, as you can see, and whenever we get to the point where she's ready to use the bag, uh, there's a trash bin right by the area where we're kicking the ball, where we get rid of the nastiness, and her training, or she's over repetition and time, she's learned that whenever I start walking that way, she needs to find a spot right wherever she left the ball and lay down. Now, as you can see, she's excited to play with the ball. She keeps jumping up. Are you ready to play with the ball? Okay, go ahead. See? Now that's training. That's repetition. That isn't something that that happened once and she learned it. She figured out over time that that's what happened. And what I'm leading into with this is something that I was talking to a couple of other people about on Monday, about the concept of fake it till you make it. Now, I know there's 2.5 tons of different blogs and books and explanations of this, but there's still people who don't quite understand what the concept is. What is fake it till you make it? And the idea is that when if you want to be successful, or if you want to be a certain way, if you want to have a certain habit, if you want to have a certain mannerism, you train yourself into it, and you do that by faking it till you make it. Back when I was a lot younger, I actually spent time as an over-the-road truck driver, and I was 22. Still trying to figure out who I was as a boy, as a young man. And I'd pull into a parking lot in my big truck. I'd pull into a parking lot, and here's all these older guys who seem like they've been doing it for years and years and years. And I looked around and I said, well, these are truck drivers. I'm just some guy who happens to also drive a truck. These guys are truck drivers. And they're beating on their tires, checking their truck, fueling up. These are truck drivers. And one day, I was actually just outside of Reno. And this is a turning point. This is what caught my attention on it. I'd only been driving for maybe about 2.5 months. And I pulled up, got out of my truck, started to head inside to get a shower. And a guy comes up to me, probably mid-40s. Comes up to me, he says, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure, what's up?" He says, "You look like you've been doing this for a while. What do you find about such and such?" I think he was asking me about, if I remember right, he was asking me about weights and how to shift weight on the trailer. But all of a sudden I realized he saw me as a truck driver. He saw me as a driver. I had made it. I was a truck driver. And in between, from the time I was thinking, well, I'm just a guy in a truck and all these guys are drivers, to that moment when he asked me, "You look like you've been doing this for a while. Can I ask you a question?" That was what really cemented fake it till you make it. Next time I ran into it was quite a few years later when I started massage therapy. And I'd read tons of books as a kid, and when I was looking up reflexology and acupressure and some of the beginnings of energy work. And what happened was I went through school, And I realized I was a little farther ahead than most of the people in the school because I'd done prior work, but I wasn't a massage therapist by any stretch of the imagination. But I got hired for my first job and my first few professional clients. And, the first week, I know about the body, I know how things are supposed to feel, I know how things are supposed to go, but I'm still a rookie. I'm not a massage therapist yet. I mean, I have a certificate, but I'm not a massage therapist yet. And less than 2 weeks, and this I'm rather proud of, less than 2 weeks after I started, I was working on a lady with lower back problems. And she said, "Oh, you seem like you've been doing this a long time. That's one of the best massages I've ever had." I made it. I was a massage therapist. I had gotten the recognition as a massage therapist. I had become a massage therapist. Now, from the time I graduated to the time I actually got that recognition, got that feeling of knowing, wow, I really am a massage therapist. I'd gone through the motions. I had done what I thought a massage therapist was supposed to do. I acted as I thought a massage therapist was supposed to act, as I'd seen other therapists around me acting. And I became a massage therapist. I gained the mannerisms. I gained the behaviors. I'd faked it until I made it. Just like in the truck driving. I'd faked it till I made it. And the thing is it's not the recognition that means you've made it. You're faking it until somebody comes up to you and says, "No, you are a such and such." That's not it. Fake it till you make it is you act the way you want to be. If you want to be a successful business person, if you want to be a successful marketer, if you want to be a successful financial advisor, if you want to be a successful massage therapist, if you want to be a successful business owner, entrepreneur, whatever, look to other business owners. Look to other financial advisors. Look to other massage therapists. See what mannerisms work for them. See what habits work for them. See what it is that makes them successful. And emulate those. Copy them. It happens all the time. It's not a bad thing. But you emulate those habits and make them yours. You copy those behaviors, make them yours. Make sure you're copying the ones that are successful, the ones that will bring you success, not the ones that will drag you down. And you'll notice as you go along that the copying is no longer copying. All of a sudden, you are. In one of my favorite TV shows, it's an anime about a kid who's learning martial arts. Most animes are about some kind of fight, but this kid is learning from seven masters how to become a great martial artist, and he learns from each of them by copying them. And in the great battle at the end of the series with his main rival, he ends up having to emulate the styles of all of his masters one by one. And his opponent accuses him, can't you fight on your own, or are you just a copycat after all? And he says, to learn martial arts, one must first learn the art of imitation. And that's pretty much the method. That is fake it till you make it. you fake it. You imitate. You find what it is that you see works for other people. You imitate it. You copy it. You make it yours. You become the martial artist that has learned from his senseis. In fact, if you look into any martial arts class, just go down the street, find some place that teaches any kind of martial arts, even Tai Chi, and you'll see it's a whole class of people who are copying what the teacher's doing. And as they copy and grow more proficient at it, they take those moves, they take those forms into themselves, and they become martial artists. All of a sudden, one day, you've become this person who is just copying what the teacher is doing to being a martial artist. Same thing. You do the actions that you think will make you a successful business owner, successful entrepreneur, successful advisor, whatever you want to be. Even just a more successful parent, a successful friend, a successful worker in the job you're doing. Find the habits, find the behaviors, find the mannerisms that create success in others. Emulate them for yourself, or emulate them yourself. Make them your own, and one day all of a sudden you realize you've made it. I hope that helps for some of the people who are still kind of having a problem with the concept. If it does help, fantastic. If not, please give me a buzz and I'd be glad to explain it more. Anyway, with that, I'll say have a great day. Say bye, Fuzzy. She still wants more kicking. Okay, we'll see you later.